This I remember. Later that night, as I just kind of sat in a stupor maybe, and just stared at the fire, and I thought back through the day's events, through the week's events, it hit me. It hit me as I heard the thunder of the hooves and the screams and the flashing of metal. It hit me that God is in complete control. Always. He was never out of control. He was always in complete control of that battle. I'll never forget that seemingly simple fact. That simple truth. That in every battle, every man, every warrior, every movement, God is in control. And I think it's so important that I tell you that this morning, because I think that as I look back on the battle, it's easy for me to know after the result has come that God is in control. But I want you this morning to know that as you see it coming and it's ahead, and whatever that battle is, that God is in control. And as you walk through it, and as you charge down that mountain to fight like a valiant warrior and a mighty man, that God is in control as you go through it. It's easy to see God's control looking back. But I want to tell you this morning that He is in control as you face it and as you walk through it as well. It's so obvious after the battle. Be reminded that He's in control during it and before it. We continued to press the Canaanite army that day. Battle after battle, and we finally totally destroyed and defeated them. Jabin the king was finally given into my hands, and unlike our ancestors, we totally drove out the Canaanites. Those were joyous and happy days. 40 years of peace and prosperity and joy and hope. And as I look back on that week and that day of the battle, there's one more thing that God has taught me that I will never forget and I will always hold dear. That is that I have seen as a warrior, that this warrior has seen that God brings the victory. God brings the victory. Me and my army, we were weak and we were worthless. We were peasants with pitchforks. I was the strongest one. And although I was strong, I don't know that I can tell you honestly that I was well trained to fight. Yes, we fought valiantly. We were warriors, and we ran down that mountainside as warriors should have. We were brave. We were courageous. We were determined. But it is increasingly clear to me and totally obvious that it was God who made us victorious that day. Not us, not our battle plans, but it was God who gave the victory. He delivered us from slavery. He defeated Jabin's army. He saw to it that Sisera was killed by a woman with a tent peg and a hammer. Sisera was killed by a woman. That was God. Yes, we fought. We fought long. We fought hard. Yes, we were warriors. We were mighty in battle, and we did not fear. Yes, we led, we obeyed. Even when it seemed crazy, ridiculous, and insurmountable. But I will never forget that in every battle, and on every battlefield, it is the Lord that gives, that brings the victory. Every battlefield is His. Every warrior is His. Every outcome is His. Worship team, can you come up? Friends, one last reminder that our scriptures paint a beautiful picture of our general. Our general. Zephaniah 3:17. The Lord your God is with you, the mighty warrior who saves. He will take great delight in you. In his love, he will no longer rebuke you. He will rejoice over you with singing. The mighty warrior, your mighty warrior, always has your best in mind. Your mighty warrior keeps his promises. Your mighty warrior, the mighty warrior, makes all things possible. Your mighty warrior, the mighty warrior, goes before you into battle. The mighty warrior, the mighty warrior, is in complete control all the time, and the mighty warrior brings victory. That is the general, the commander that you serve. That is the general and the commander that you as warriors strive to be like, strive to serve with all that you are. That is the God that we know and that we love. He is the mighty warrior. I hope that my story has helped you. But more than my story, more than that day where we charged the Canaanite army, I hope that what I have learned about God is an encouragement to you. And as this is the end of your warrior series, I pray that you will take the promises that the mighty warrior lays before you this morning, that you will act on them, that you will live by them, that you will know that the Lord your God is the mighty warrior, that you are never alone. We're going to take an offering as you stand and sing. The closing song, Mighty to Save. Just give generously, but give what God has asked you to give and told you to give. And then just worship. Just worship the mighty warrior that goes before you into battle, that brings victory, that promises to never leave you or forsake you. Just cry out to the mighty warrior as you worship with us this morning.